Welcome to this training program by Bill Lazan. In this particular training program, we're going to be covering a topic on hyperlinking your facility documents. This is a program that you can get from the Lazan Life Safety Consulting free. Session 1 will cover the dilemma that you have when you're doing an inspection. We all know there's many codes sitting out there. It's very complicated. It's confusing as heck to read the codes and to understand what the codes are. And there's so many reviewers that are out there from CMS, Joint Commission, and you name it. And we all know that there's other authorities having jurisdiction that are looking over your shoulders. So there's a lot to be concerned with, and just because there's so much paper that is involved, this is a very complicated dilemma that people are into. And there's not only that you've got so much of that work to do, but you've got other things to do. It can be very frustrating. Keep in mind that it's not just a dilemma for you, but the inspectors, they have issues with reviewing of documents also. They don't look forward to it. I'm a former surveyor, and sometimes document review can be boring. It's paper, it's words, it can be challenging, it's frustrating if you can't find what you're looking for. It's confusing because there are so many different ways that vendors and facilities use to document their reports. No matter if your reports are in the binders or in file folders like hospitals do or computers, it is still boring, challenging, frustrating, and confusing for the inspectors. And why is that? It doesn't have to be, but frequently facilities aren't really well organized. The papers and so forth are hard to find, even if you have tabs in them. Many times the reports themselves are incomplete, and a big problem is that facilities surveyors are not always familiar with your organization and layout, so it's hard for them to find these things. From either way, whether you're the facility or the regulator, it is painful. And so how do you resolve this thing? I think organization is the solution to what you need to do, and that's why I've developed Report Toolbox. It's a form that is available on a spreadsheet from my website on the Testing and Reports page. Again, it's free to all users. All you need is a computer and an internet access and a willingness to get better and to try new things to start with. You're only one click away from knowing code requirements because I've built in a listing of what the codes are for each type of system you have to do. And what's also built in is you know what the status is, if you've got something done or not done. So it's very visually organized that way. And you also, if the inspector wants to see a report, you can get the report on your screen and print it out with a click of a hand. You don't have to even remember where it is stored to start with. This report toolbox, it's a method to electronically store your reports so anyone can get at them and to retrieve them, even of a substitute, and you can keep track of what's been done, and you can print copies of when it's needed. It's a one-stop shopping for you that's on it. This report toolbox, it's the perfect companion to my code toolbox, which describes a little bit more about what the codes, if you don't actually have them, and it's a reference book for that. Hope you've found something on this dilemma, and go on to session number 2.